Frontier has just given us some new information about the way console account transfers is going to work. And today we're going to talk about it, and we're also going to talk about a potential loophole in the way they're doing it that's going to allow console commanders to double their income retroactively. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Elite Dangerous. Today it's just going to be a talking head video, and we're going to be talking about the console transfer, and I'm just going to bring everybody up to speed so everybody knows where we are at. We don't have a date yet, this is not ready yet, so you can't go and do the transfers just yet. It is something Frontier's coming later. They didn't have a date for us, so we don't know if it's going to be in a week, in a month, or in half a year, but it is coming, and we have some information about some of the things you can transfer and some of the things you can't transfer. But before we talk about that, I just want to make it very clear that the transfer is a bit misleading, as it is more of a copy. You see, when you do the transfer, first of all, the transfer is optional. It doesn't happen at a specific, so you understand it, it doesn't happen at a specific time. At some point, Frontier is going to open up for you to apply for a transfer. And when you put in that application, then it will happen after that. But it's not an actual transfer, it is a copy. That means that you're going to be allowed to continue to play on your console account, even after the transfer. And you can also play on the copy that's going to be made over on PC. That means that from that point in time, when you make that transfer, those two are going to be two separate commanders now, and they can progress in two different timelines. So you can take one of them and use them as an exploration alt to go out into space, and you can use the other one to maybe stay around in the bubble, or you can decommission one of them to make a lot of money. And I'll talk about that in a second. When you do the transfer, Frontier will also give you a free copy of Elite Dangerous Horizons on PC, so you don't have to go out and fork over any additional money for an extra copy of the game. Obviously, you're going to have to go and buy a PC if you don't have one already, but at least you don't have to buy a copy. If you want to play Odyssey, on the other hand, you do have to go and buy a copy of Odyssey for that. So let's talk about what can be transferred and what cannot be transferred. You're going to be able to transfer pretty much everything. I mean, ships, suits, weapons, fighters, SRVs, modules, even with engineering, anything in your inventory, engineering materials, all rank progression, engineer unlock, reputations, permits, codex discoveries, Guardian Tech Broker unlocks as well. If you have anything unlocked through the Tech Broker, that's going to transfer over to, everything is going to transfer over, except a few things. Now, one of those things that cannot be transferred over is your commander name. However, you may actually be able to keep it, because the way it works right now is you can actually have two commanders with the same name, one on console and one on PC. But if someone on PC already uses your commander name that you have chosen on console, then obviously you cannot have that name on PC, because the name is already taken. So therefore you might have to come up with a new name for your commander when it transfers over. And this is just because the fact that you can already now have two commanders with the same names on different platforms. I can't see any way Frontier could work around that. Another thing that's not going to transfer over is your ARCs balance. So if you have any ARCs on your console account, they are not going to transfer over. And I think this is a legal thing with Microsoft and Sony. I don't really know, but I think it is. However, your cosmetics is going to carry over. So anything you bought for those ARCs is going to carry over. So that means if you have spare ARCs, I would just recommend you go and spend it on cosmetics just before you do the transfer, so you can actually get something for those money if you are planning to sunset your console account. Another thing that's not going to transfer over are squadron memberships, as squadrons are not cross-platform. That means if you create a squadron on console, you cannot join it from PC and vice versa. And therefore, obviously, when the account is moved over, squadron memberships cannot be transferred over. This is again just the nature of the way that squadrons has been created in Elite Dangerous. And as we talked about, the whole like naming and commanders are completely like watertight walls in between consoles and PC. And it also means that friends lists, people you blocked if you have anything on your block lists, and any private groups you've joined, as those are also dependent on platform, those are not going to transfer over too. That means if you need to go and find your friends again on your friends list, you need to rejoin any private groups you want to join, or rejoin the PC equivalent of the private groups you do want to join. If you have any active missions at the point of transfer, so if you have halfway done a master commission, then that mission is the mission progress is going to be reset. It seems like you're going to be able to actually keep the mission itself, but if you have progressed in the mission, that's going to be reset back to start. Small thing, I think, but they've mentioned that in the forum post as well. While your NPC crew members are going to be transferred over with their stats and their rank, so if you leveled up some crew members to a higher combat rank, you're going to get them transferred over. However, their visual, their avatar, and their name is going to be re-rolled, so they're going to get new names and they're going to get a different look. So those are the things that's going to be transferred over, and again, we don't know when this is going to be available, some point in the future. I think it's a really good job by Frontier. I mean, a lot of the things that they are not able to transfer is understandable. Why they cannot transfer those, I can see a reason because of the split between the two platforms, so that makes sense. So as it stands right now, it looks pretty good to me. They've really done a good job with this. We'll have to see, of course, when the first transfers begin to come in, how the process actually works, as we haven't seen that yet. But overall, yeah, good job, Frontier. They did a good job with this. They did leave in one loophole, though, said I would talk about. So you know how the account's gonna be copies, and there is one thing in the game that are cross-platform, which is fleet carriers. So here's what you could do. Imagine you want to sunset your console commander. You want to migrate over to PC and you want to play on PC only. You're not interested in keeping your console account after the transfers happened. Here's what you could do. You log into your console account, and if you have a fleet carrier, you move all your ships off your fleet carrier, move it onto a station, move all cargo off the fleet carrier as well, sell all the cargo actually, apart from one cargo hold full of some valuable material. You're going to need a cargo hold full of tritium or diamonds or anything in a trade ship. The more you have, the better. But you're going to need a cargo hold full of something valuable. Everything else can be sold off from the fleet carrier, and then you decommission the fleet carrier. If you have any remaining arcs, you spend those arcs on cosmetics. At this point, all ships are off, all modules are transferred off as well as you have stored modules, and you sold whatever cargo you have left on the fleet carrier. It's been decommissioned. The decommissioning process is going to pay you back, I can't remember how much it is, but it's a noticeable amount of the initial buy price. It's not the full price, but you're going to get a pretty amount of money back. Also, of course, remember to transfer all funds on the fleet carrier out of the fleet carrier wallet into your personal wallet as well. So once that's all done, once the fleet carrier has been decommissioned and you're sitting there with a nice pile of cash, hopefully, then you initiate the transfer process. How long it's going to take, we don't know. But you initiate that transfer process, contact Frontier through whatever means they ask you to contact them through when it goes live, and you wait for that transfer to happen. Once you confirm the transfer has happened and you have access to the commander over on the PC side, you can now go back over to your commander on console and you can liquidate all assets. So you're gonna sell all your ships, engineered or not. Sell all your ships, sell everything you own. The only thing you're gonna leave behind is that one trade ship with a decent cargo hold and whatever valuable cargo you decided to keep. It could be tritium, diamonds, whatever. Keep that cargo hold, keep that ship full, and sell everything else so you have it in pure cash. You should now be sitting with pretty much the entire value of all the money you've made through your elite career in hard cash, minus rebuys, minus what you lost on decommissioning the fleet carrier, minus the fact that you're not getting the full price of everything you sell. Yada yada. There's going to be a little loss there, but you're going to be having the majority of the money left. Once you got that, once all assets been liquidated, you're going to jump back on your PC account and you're going to buy a new fleet carrier. Hopefully, you're going to have enough to buy a new one. Remember, you're going to get quite a bit of it back from the previous one, but you are going to have to put in a little bit extra. Once you have that fleet carrier over on your PC commander, you can jump back on your console account and you can fly that ship that you have with that valuable item over to the fleet carrier and dock it. Now you're ready to transfer all those money you have on your console account over to your PC account. You're going to jump into the market and you're going to set up a buy order for whatever material you have in the cargo hold on your console commander. And you're going to set up a buy order for 5% of galactic average. That's the absolute lowest that you can set it at. That's 5%. Then back on the console, remember you can have these two running simultaneously. You don't need to log in and out, just have them running, one on the PC, one on the console. But back on the console account, you're then going to sell that cargo hold at 5% galactic average to the fleet carrier. Once that is done, back on the PC, you set up a sell order where you're going to sell this material you just sold to you back on the market, but you're going to sell it at 1000% the galactic average, which again is the max. Console commander buys it back at 1000 and you repeat the process. So you sell, let's imagine you have an item that would sell for 100 credits as galactic average. You then sell it to the fleet carrier and the fleet carrier pays you 5 credits. And when you then buy the same thing back from the fleet carrier, you pay them 1000 credits to get it back. And that means effectively you're just transferred 995 credits from your console account over to your PC account. But because you already kept, by doing the copy before you liquidated your assets, you still have all your ships, all your engineering, but you now just have like twice the money than you had before. So you can make billions out of this. Is this a problem? No, I don't think it is. I mean, most of you will know that the real currency in Elite is not credits. I mean, in the start, when you are beginning, if you're a newer player, then yes, credit can seem like a hurdle. But as you begin to get towards quote-unquote in-game, can't talk about in-game in Elite, but in lack of better words, let's call it that, then credits become less of an issue and the real grind begins when you have to begin collecting engineering materials. In my mind, engineering materials is the real currency in Elite, and those are not transferable. While you can sell materials at the bartender, those are Odyssey only materials, and even if the bartender could sell ship-based engineering materials, there would be no way for your console commander to access that bartender, as the console commander can't have Odyssey. But anyway, I will be keeping you guys updated when we get some more information about when and how this transfer process can be initiated. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.